Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
This is the Closing Bell on the Stock Movers Report. The companies making moves at the close of U.S. trading with Carol Massar, Tim Stenovec, Romaine Bostic, and Scarlett Fu.
S&P 500, let's go back there, folks. Despite down for the day overall, you look inside the index, Matt, and you've got 389 names actually in the S&P 500 gaining ground today, 113 to the downside, one unchanged.
I was a young buck doing my first Wall Street internship at Tucker Anthony.
Tell me more.
A John Hancock company, back when the Dow crossed through 6,000.
What did you do? How do you celebrate?
And you know what? I was the guy in the office. I was the kid who could use the Bloomberg terminal.
Wow.
And so that was like my only skill. And I didn't do much else.
Did they call you Maddie back then? I just called you Maddie on air when we were getting ready to come to you.
Guys.
I don't think so. Here's the IMAP, which is a look at the industry group breakdown on the S&P 500. You can see that the tech stocks are not saving the day, down about 1.5%. Although the index is only down by 0.2%. So you did have more groups winning than losing. And as Carol points out, the financials are the biggest gainers, up about 1.2%, even though JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs both fell after earnings that beat analyst estimates.
Right. Kind of impressive to see that. All right. So let's get to Matt kind of setting me up really well. Let's get to some of the individual gainers, if I may. So we know that Citi and JP Morgan and Goldman not having such a great day and not getting such a warm reception on Wall Street. Having said that, Citigroup and Wells Fargo certainly did. They showed some outperformance. Citi at the close here up 3.9%. Wells Fargo, a gain of more than 7%, some real outperformance. Wells Fargo, by the way, the top gainer in the S&P 500 today. You did have them beating Wall Street revenue estimates across all 5 of its major business lines. Total revenue jumping 9%. Markets, banking services. I mean, these companies really some outperformance. For Wells Fargo, we talked to Allison Williams here on Bloomberg Business Week Daily. And, finally, it seems like they are just kind of getting their house in order and their metrics really impressive. And because we know that they've had a couple of years where it's been really, really tough. So anyway, real outperformance in those, and we get ready for some more big banks tomorrow. Advanced Micro was up 4%, finishing the day with a gain of about 0.8%. Top gainer in the stocks today. AMD coming out saying Oracle will deploy a large batch of its forthcoming M1450 chips next year. So Oracle is going to put about 50,000 of those semiconductors in data center computers starting in the third quarter of 2026. So we've just seen a lot of announcements between chip companies and other companies involving AI. And that's, by the way,
who even knows, who even knows how much that is, 50,000? Is that a lot of chips? Is that a little
I don't know.
We throw around these massive numbers, right, with about gigawatts of power, and I no longer know 50,000 chips is a lot.
It does make your head spin.
I've just got to say, Ian King, I'm watching a monitor, and he's just getting ready and set up and sitting down. We're going to actually ask that question to him in just a moment. And Walmart, got to mention them, up about 5% in today's session. Stock on pace, I think they closed maybe at a record high today. And that's after an AI announcement from the retail giant, which we will get to more on that in just a moment.
Let's get to decliners. We have shares of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac ending the day lower, with each stock seeing their 4th straight day of losses. Fannie Mae is down by 8%. Freddie Mac is down by nearly 10%. Bloomberg Intelligence says that investors are finally starting to see dilution risks. So in August, Bloomberg reported that the Trump administration is considering selling shares of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in an offering that could start as early as this year. Up next, we have Orion. I should have asked Carol how to pronounce that, but shares are tumbling down. They were down as much as 23%. That's the lowest intraday since August 2024, but they closed the day lower by just 16%. So this company supplies chemical products like carbon black for coatings, painting inks, rubber, and other applications for electric vehicles. So the company cut their guidance. That comes as management reduces production levels and as we see continued weakness in the tire industry.
Orion.
Is it Orion?
It's the hunter whom Diana loves.
Thank you. I should have asked you, Matt. Yeah. Okay. Last, we have Cencor. It's down by more than 10%, 10.9, almost 11. That it tumbled as much as 17% intraday, most since May. So this comes after RBC said that a leaked abstract for the biotech's experimental antibody for patients with renal cell carcinoma, maybe Matt would know more about that also, may suggest interplay, and the future efficacy will determine path forward. That was really a mouthful.
Okay, let's get to the bond
Well
market.
done.
It was
Well
actually
done.
open today, not like yesterday. We can actually check yields right now, and you can see there was a little bit of a rally when you take a look at the front end of the yield curve. We did hear from Fed Chair Jerome Powell basically saying that we could see further declines in job openings that might show up in unemployment, but overall, it seems like rate cut expectations pretty much unchanged versus where we were yesterday. A slight rally when it comes to the front end, a little bit of weakness when it comes to the ultimate long end, but overall, a pretty quiet day overall when it comes to the bond market, Carol.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.